Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If I start looking elsewhere, it's because I'm in my car. I recorded this video already, well, the January portion of this video, but I was really awkward in the video because I've literally never recorded in my car before. So rude. But I was so awkward and I didn't have a good parking spot. My parking spot was like right in the center, like right next to the apartments, so it was really bad. There's no one in this car. So it's a really bad spot overall, but now I'm further away from everything. There's like construction right here, but I thought I would do, since I'm never home anymore, I thought I would do this in my car now, my January and February wrap up and my, but since I haven't been reading a lot because first of all I started a new job, second of all I started a small business with crocheting, so I'm crocheting a lot, and crocheting obviously takes a lot of time. My fingers hurt, but anyways, I'm gonna be doing all of the books I read and all of the things I've crocheted, and some of them are from December just because I wanted to include them in a video, just to like have them here because I was so proud of them. But only like 2 of them are from December. The rest of them are from January and February. February I didn't do as much, and some of them I don't have pictures of, but because they're repeats, like it's the second time I'm making them, so I didn't take a picture the second time, so I would just include it here. The first book I read in January is Love Theoretically, and this one's about Elsie and Jack. And basically Elsie is a theorist and Jack's an experimentalist, and they're part of like the same like field of science but different sides of it. So she's a theorist, he's an experimentalist. It's like different parts of it. Like it explains a lot of science in this book, which I really liked. But basically what's it called, she is like a professor by day, superhero by night. No, she's a professor in the day, but at night she's like on this website where it's basically fake dating, like she's people's fake dates, and she only does 1 date per person, but she really liked, like she thought this guy was super sweet, so she became his like permanent fake date because his family didn't want him to like his family wanted him to date someone so that he could get like the money from the grandma or something, but the guy didn't actually want to get a girlfriend, and they explain later on why he doesn't want to get a girlfriend, but basically there's like personal issues that he doesn't want to get a girlfriend, so he continues her to fake date. But his brother for some reason hates her, so she's always like, why does he hate me? And she pretends to be like a librarian, never says her real job or whatever. So one day she goes to an interview. It's like a group interview. Who's interviewing her? And he's like, you're a librarian. She's not a librarian, obviously. She's not a librarian, obviously. But basically she's like, why are you lying to my brother? Like, my brother deserves better, blah blah blah. And the story just goes on from there. It's a very awesome book. Alexia says in the at the end that this is like the most science she's ever put in a book, and that she was really nervous to put it out, and I'm so glad that she put it out because the science in this book just makes the story so much cuter because it all correlates. Like, you're learning the science because it matters to their relationship. You're not just learning the science because it's a science book. Like when you're learning reading a sports romance and they do a whole chapter on just a sports game. No, just sports romance. Put romance into the sports, like make him get hurt or make him score a goal for her. I don't know. It all matters in this book, and I absolutely love it, so that's why I gave it 5 stars. Next book I read is Love on the Brain, and we're not going to talk about how I got the book of the month thing of Love in the Brain and Love Hypothesis, but I don't have the book in the month. Book of Love Theoretically. It hurts my soul. But basically, Love on the Brain, you see, oh, gorgeous. But basically, I don't know if these are based on, I know they're all STEM, but I don't know if these two are Star Wars characters like Love Hypothesis was. Anyways, basically, the Love Hypothesis, Love on the Brain, it kind of reminds me of like, I think it was Jack Edwards who was making fun of, what's her, I forget her name, the author of A Court of Thorns and Roses, but basically he was laughing at her because it's like, she always says a thing, and thing. So it's like A Court of Mist and Fury, A Court of Thorns and Roses, then it's The Court of Frost and Starlight, and then she has her other series where it's also like the Kingdom of Flame and Ash or some shit like that. But it's always a thing of a thing and a thing. Like it's always in that thing. It's like, and And Allie Hazelwood does the same thing. Love on the Brain, Love Hypothesis, Love Theoretically. But it's also a series, but she does the same thing. I feel like it's just like, it works. Like, it's annoying if he put it into perspective, like when you think about all her books, like it's kind of annoying to think about, but it's also easier to remember, so you always know Akatar, Akafar, you know, Amafar, Akamar, or whatever. You always know that it's her. I can't remember her name, but you always know who it is, so it's like easier to remember. And you always know that if it says love on the something, or like Love Hypothesis, Love with something science, it's gonna be Allie Hazelwood, and it's easy to remember. But anyways, Love on the Brain is about B and Levi, and B basically gets a job at NASA, and she thought she was gonna be the only one running it. Turns out she's not gonna be the only one running it. She's running it with someone else, the person who hated her in college. But she didn't really care because she had a wonderful boyfriend who wasn't wonderful, who was actually a piece of shit. But basically, she had a boyfriend, and she gets a job at NASA after she breaks up with the boyfriend, after they break off their engagement. And he's working with her at NASA, but she's like, he hated me. But she gets to NASA with her assistant. Her assistant's one of the best characters ever. I love her. The little side plot with like the assistant's romance is so fucking cute. But basically, it's B working at NASA and him, and then they're kind of making a helmet. Let me see if I can remember. Okay, they're making a helmet because apparently in the book, I don't know if this is true, that astronauts, like, there's like lapses in their memory. So basically this helmet is to stop those lapses in memory. And she gets to NASA and none of her equipment is there. None of it. So she can't do any work, and it's been weeks, and like she can't get any equipment. So he has to help her, blah blah blah. And it's kind of, and it's like every other Allie Hazelwood book. Enemies to lovers, all that stuff. Super cute. But yeah, he loves her so much. But I feel like I'm literally reading Eamon's review, the TikToker Eamon, but I'm reading her review on Goodreads, and it's literally said girl boss and male wife energy, and that's every single book that Allie Hazelwood writes, girl boss and male wife, because they're all in love with the girl, and the girl's like, I don't know, but it's always the guy. And it's my favorite trope, if you could not tell, because I love it. Allie Hazelwood, and I read them back to back. Also, Spotify audiobooks, you are my enemy, because I got addicted. And since I read them in 2 times, I finished my hours so quick. But hey, I love you, Spotify audiobooks. You are my one true love. But yes, Allie Hazelwood. I gave this one 4 stars, but I'm thinking 4.5 because it was really good, but it didn't compare to Love Theoretically. So yeah, that is the second book I read. The third book I read is Plot Twist by Erin LaRosa, and Plot Twist is about Sophie and Dash. And Sophie's a romance author, and Dash is he used to be a childhood actor, and his whole family are actors, and they're kind of mad at him for not being an actor anymore, but he's just doing his own thing. And they live together, quotation marks, because she's renting out the front house, he lives in the back house, whatever. He owns both of them, but she's renting it for him. Her best friend is his sister. So she gets drunk one night. They record her saying like, oh, I'm a romance writer and I've never been in love. Oh no. So the sister calls Dash and is like, hey, like, you have to go check on my best friend right now because she did something stupid and it's going viral. So he goes. She's super hungover. He helps her because she's freaking out, blah blah blah. And then she decides, I forget how she decides, I think it was Dash's idea. She decides that she's gonna go to all of her exes and ask why she's never been in love to try and fix this issue. And this whole time she's like intending to get back with one of her exes because she's still not over them. So she starts doing that. Ugh, I'm like scared I have a sweat mustache. She starts doing that, and she goes to all of her exes. She documents the before, she documents the after, all of her news and whatever. And also another thing, her sister's famous too. She's just surrounded by famous people. One can only wish. But anyways, so she's surrounded by famous people, and so it's just that. And then Dash is suffering with he's an alcoholic, or he's a former alcoholic. So he was going to AA meetings, and he has this guy that he met at AA, which is also his best friend, who's, I think in the book he was like a former Dodger player or something like that. I don't know. But basically he used to play baseball, and he was really famous, and then he quit because he was always getting drunk. So yeah, so they talk about his whole issue, and then I don't know, it was pretty interesting. I gave it 4 stars. It was really good. I love Dash, I love Sophie. Just, yeah, I loved it. What can I say? It was amazing. Would recommend for you to read. And it was really funny. And her thought processes are so funny too. But Dash is just so cute. Okay. On to the fourth and last book I read this month. The last book I read this month, I gave it a 4 stars, but now I'm thinking it was a 3.5. Because, okay, hear me out. My friend Hillary said this one was better than Twisted Hate. I do not see this one being better than Twisted Hate. And I think it was my fault because I think it was just the audiobook. I read it half audiobook, half on my phone, like on iBooks. But the voice actor, and I think I'm just thinking that, like, I just think dark romances should never be put into audiobook form. I'm just realizing that now for me, because if I hear he growled one more time, I don't think I'll ever survive. And I'm reading Bride by Ali Hazelwood right now, so I'm reading it instead of listening to the audiobooks. I don't think I could do that as the same person. But anyways, and then since it's dual POV, I think that also affected it because I'm used to like a female voice on audiobooks, except for Daisy Jones and the Six, but that's a whole other like amazing thing. But what's it called? So his voice was like, it sounded like it was like a normal guy trying to do like a really deep, attractive voice, and it just wasn't working. So the audiobook was a bit of a fail, and that's why I think I gave it 3.5 stars. But I just think it was so cute. Not cute, but whatever. It's about Christian Harper and Stella Alonso. So Christian owns this like, and you get introduced to them in the last 3 books. But basically, Christian Harper, he owns this like huge like security company, and Stella Alonso is an influencer, and she's living there, and her like, he like lowered her rent. And then her best friend in the last book falls in love with someone, so then she moves out. So he lowers the rent even more, which already is like, who's gonna lower the rent for a random influencer who can't pay for their rent or whatever? But you find out why. Obviously, you know why without even reading the book. But basically, Stella has a stalker, and she hasn't told anyone. One of her old roommates knows, but she doesn't know that it kept going or it got really bad. And it stopped for 2 years, but then it starts again. And obviously Christian finds out. They try to find out who the stalker was, blah, blah, blah. And it's just a romance. And Christian does not believe in love. He thinks love is stupid. And like every other book, he thinks love is stupid. But anyways, Stella is so cute. And honestly, like the whole influencer side of it was super interesting like to see. Because then they start fake dating because she thinks that way she'll get more followers and she can get like a brand deal. And so they start fake dating, but he's like, you can't show my face. But she's like, we're gonna go to events. And he's like, yeah, but I own a security company. I would prefer my face not to be all over social media. And he doesn't have social media, but he has a fake Instagram account where he describes it. He's like, it has no followers. No, I'm not following anyone. I don't have any followers. And I use it to stalk. I'm like, if you're a security company, you know that if someone saw that was an account, they would report it. They would think it was a scam or a computer. Like, I get weird all the time in my DMs with no followers, not following anyone. I would block them automatically. Like, that's not being secure. It's like less secure. I don't know. But anyways, so he's like stalking her on Instagram or whatever, and she's like, oh, like no face, no casing him because he doesn't want to be on social media, but everybody now knows she has a boyfriend or whatever. So I just thought that was really interesting. Look up trigger warnings because it was a little weird, and I honestly don't know how she forgave some of the things that he did, because in the end, like, it comes to light, like, she finally finds out, like, all the dark stuff he's done for work, and she just, like, is not okay with it. She gets mad, but I'm like, they kind of just smoothed over it in the last chapter, which I thought was kind of funny. 3.5 stars. I loved it. It was super entertaining, and I'm glad I finished the series, but I don't know. Twisted Hate and Twisted... What is it? Twisted Hate and Twisted Games is still my favorites. I think it's Twisted Hate, Twisted Games, Twisted Love, and then probably Twisted Lies. But yeah, next I will hopefully be finishing the fine print terms and I need to finish Final Offer. I haven't finished it because it got kind of long for me. But anyways, now we'll see you guys next time. I still have to talk about the crochet stuff. So now we will go on to everything I crocheted in January and February. So the first thing I crocheted in December, or not the first thing, but one of the things I crocheted is this Iron Man. And I think it's so cutesy, and it was so easy, and I would definitely do it again. Then I crocheted a raccoon, but I didn't take a picture of it because I don't know why I didn't take a picture of it. I was supposed to turn in the same day as Iron Man. I was supposed to turn it in the same day as Iron Man, and I completely forgot to take it with me with the Iron Man, so I had to go back. Because it's for my cousin, I had to go back another day and take her the Iron Man. That's another thing I forgot to put on here. Where's my Apple Pencil? Oh my god. Oh, I have time before my next class. I'll look for my Apple Pencil after. Because it was right here, literally reading notes. So after the raccoon, I also crocheted this teddy bear. I turned it in the same day as the Iron Man, but I crocheted this teddy bear, and it took me a while because this yarn, I bought a skein of it at Michael's, and then they stopped selling, or it was always sold out. It was like the skein colors, like the skin color ones. So then I had to order it on Amazon, but it was like 20 bucks on Amazon, which was $10 like originally. So I was like, no. So then I waited until it was in stock again, and it was $8 later. But anyways, okay, I'm back, guys. The car next to me left, and then a car came in, and it was a whole ordeal. Okay, left off on the teddy bear. The yarn was a heck expensive, so I had to wait until Amazon had it for its original $8 to make it again. Then, oh, I made a mini Virgin Mary, and then I added it to a bouquet from my mom's coworker. That one was pretty cute. A little bit harder than I thought it would be, but then I made a big Virgin Mary, and I've been working on this since October. It was a present for my grandma. Took me a couple months. I've been working on it since October. It was a bit of a hassle. Don't know if I want to make it again. I will, of course, but it's a bit of a hassle, so I made that. Then I made an entirely pastel bouquet, and I thought this was really cute. It was from my mom's coworker again, so I thought it was pretty cutesy. Then, okay, this was December, January-ish. I made this for my best friend Amelie for Christmas. It's a little purse. I think it's so cutesy. It took me a while. I didn't think a purse was gonna be that hard. But like, no, I knew it was gonna be difficult because I'd never made granny squares before. But then I decided, I was like, you know what, it'd be so cute if it's not all just granny squares. It's just granny squares on the front, and then the back is just a big panel. So that took a while. But this is it. This was the final result, and I think it's very cutesy. Then I made a market bag. This is my first market bag, and it was so good. And then I used cotton yarn. I'm in love with cotton yarn, and it just felt like I bought it at a store. Like, it was like factory made. I just thought it was amazing, and I made it for my best friend Ivan for Christmas. I just thought it was very cute. And then I made my biggest order yet. One of my coworkers asked for 29, I forgot the exact amount, mini flowers for Valentine's Day to pass out. And this is what it came out to be, and I think it's so cute. And she passed them out individually, but I took a picture of them all together because I just thought that was so fucking cute. Anyways, I think that's all no, that is a lie. I don't have a picture, but I have the inspo picture that I have. I crocheted this. The only thing is, I haven't bought in the big eyes. I put in little eyes, and they didn't look as cute, so I have to buy these big eyes for this fluffy cow. And it's for my hijada. So yeah. Then, I crocheted 2 of the teddy bears, so I finished it. I just don't have a picture of it because it's just this teddy bear again. It was for one of my cousins, but I have literally forgotten to tell her that it's done because she lives far, and I don't know when I'm going to see her to give to her. So yeah, that is all I've crocheted, and I think that is it for this video. Hopefully you guys like this like new form of video, and if you guys like the crochet and book part of these videos, let me know, and I will continue to do these, and hopefully monthly. Yeah, I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.